I just say, Armin, I know that supply and demand are forces that push the price of an item towards its equilibrium price. However, since the equilibrium price of a good in the real world is a function of the equilibrium price of other
Other
goods,
things.
how can you be sure there's going to be no resonance where the capitalist system is unstable and uh, price oscillations feed on each other, making fluctuations even stronger. Uh, I think capitalism is immensely superior to communism. However, let me read the rest of the question. I think your question was too long, so I had to shorten it. However, yeah. However, I feel you give it too much credit. Okay, no. First of all, but your resonance is a physics terms. You can't just bring physics terms into economics.
Tuning
Okay.
folk.
Yeah,
I
you
remember
can't.
that
Yeah,
from Newton.
you can't just do that. Okay, it's not going to happen with supply and demand because these are not things that keep adding to each other. Supply and demand like correct each other. They don't add up to each other. Okay, if you increase the price of something, if you increase the supply of something, the price will
Come
decrease.
down.
So for the and the demand would increase. And again, if the demand increases, the supply would respond to that increased demand, and we'll get more supply of that. And if you supply of something decreases, okay, therefore demand for it increases, the price will go up, and for demand will go down, and supply will go down. These are obviously all the time self-correcting. There's never a situation where supply goes down and then something happens to the demand, because supply impacts the price impacts the demand, and the effect is always correcting the other way. So when the supply goes down, the effect on price and the effect of the price on demand and the effect of demand on supply will undo the decrease in supply. Same thing with demand. So it's never like, oh, the supply decrease and the effect will decrease it further and further and further. It's always correcting it to the other direction. So this is not going to happen. And also,
I
when you
agree.
say capitalism, yeah, so there you go. And when you say capitalism is good, but I'm giving it too much credit, I might be, but you have to maybe you're right, but you have to give me a better argument for me to see your point, right? So if I'm giving capitalism too much credit, make better arguments, and maybe I will see it. Sorry, like I don't mean to be too harsh on it, but
I
that's
agree
not.
now.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Are
Exactly what he
you?
said. Exactly what he said.
Are you? Do you consider yourself pro-capitalism? I
Well,
think like
I'm not an economist, but it seems to be working. I am a big fan of certain socialistic principles, like having universal healthcare, universal education, or at least
I
up
am
to
for
high
those.
school.
Okay, I
Yeah.
am for those things as well. That's why I say I am for a regulated capitalism.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah, there you
There's
go.
like so we have regulated capitalism, crony capitalism, and laissez-faire capitalism. I am for regulated capitalism. So
Yeah, but
regulated.
but I think that there's a bit of a problem with that as well, because it's not that simple. So all these entrepreneurs, why do they go to the US? Because that is absolutely capitalism on steroids. I think this is not your regular. Does US fall in your regulated capitalism?
Not as regulated as I would want, but better
Yes.
than most countries.
Yeah, but then you go, okay. So when we go to Scandinavian countries, you're not going to have any entrepreneur who's going to, like, Elon Musk is
Yeah,
not moving there. They're not even
yeah.
coming to Australia or these countries where they have to pay slightly higher taxes than
Right, right,
countries
right,
like
right.
the
So
US.
I would like to live in a regulated capitalism country where it's taking benefit of a more unregulated cap. Like it gets all the benefits, like Facebook, Twitter, Google Maps, NASA, all the
Yeah.
technology.
So we're
But
taking
I would,
advantage of that while American taxpayers are suffering.
yes, exactly. I think the world needs, yeah, yeah. I think like we need Americans to suffer for the rest of the world, but
Yes.
living,
Yeah,
yes,
I mean, see, but it's not that it's not that easy, because you think that, okay, if we, because yeah, in Australia we have, and in the UK as well, you've got NHS, we look after people who are unemployed and people getting older, etc., etc. But then we don't have that kind of a generous welfare system in the US. We don't have that many homeless people in these other Scandinavian countries, or these other countries like New Zealand, etc. But it's not really it's not really it's not really heaven for mad innovation.
Yeah, it's not. But get my best-selling book, Why There Is No God, for free. Click on the link for it in the description.